Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day. Welcome. Saturday night with Conker. Here we are again. You like my bit of introduction music? I quite like that actually. I've been trying to find some other stuff, but I keep losing the site I used. um, so what's been going on this week? One or two of you may have realised I put a couple of YouTube videos out. The first ones for quite some time, to be fair. Um, I managed to buy myself a Mountfield SP 534 or some sort of thing like that. Anyway, it's a 20-inch self-drive mower, and I paid the princely sum of £13 for it, knowing that I'm going to have to do a bit of work. Not a problem. So I've stripped it down. This is on YouTube, and found one small bit of rust that I've repaired, and also there was a little bit by the if you like, the plate that goes over where the drive gearbox sits. Anyway, I repaired it. Not pretty, but it's going to get powder coated. So yesterday I trundled over to see my mate who does the powder coating for me and the grit blasting. He's got one of these, well, it's an industrial unit, and it will blow a hole in anything that's grit, so you've got to be ever so careful. Anyway, he's got it now. He's going to turn it around in a week for me. So I thought, okay, well, it gives me a chance to have a look at the motor, which I did yesterday evening, and decided to check the compression. I had a spark check for that. I thought, check the compression, worry about the fuel later on. So I tried to sort of spin it around with my drill with a compression tester fitted in the spark plug. Wasn't very successful. So I took off the brake assembly linkage, because obviously by this time there was no lever to pull, and did the test. And I only had 60 psi, which probably ain't going to be enough. Bearing in mind, when I looked at the age of this machine, I'm not surprised it's quite old, and I'll go into that later on. So I went to put everything back together again, and schoolboy error. I used my impact driver to put in the bolts that hold the brake assembly in place, and yes, those you've seen a YouTube video, I snapped the bolt off, sheared it off, and I've tried everything to get it out, and all I ended up doing is making a mess of it. Luckily enough, I do have a spare motor, and I'm going to be asking a couple of questions about that when the panel comes up, because just to make sure I'm doing the right thing. So I ended up with a heck of a mess. I ended up with the equivalent, I think, of an oil slaughterhouse. I carried this motor, what I thought was empty of oil, and went to put it somewhere else and looked back, and it was all over the floor, all over my jeans, all over my shoes. And I was not a happy camper. It has to be said. I said, well, bless my soul, I said, or words to that effect. What a mess. And I left it like it was last night. Been out this afternoon and had a bit of a tidy up. But get rid of oil, on the floor with towel and paper and all the rest of it. It's a heck of a mess out there. And I got everything else put away. And I thought I'd have a go at drilling out, using the drill press to drill out the stud, because obviously hand drill, you can't go in there nice and square. And it nearly worked. But I think I was off center slightly. And I then thought, well, I got some milling bits. And my mill machine ain't really big enough to take this whole motor. So I thought I'd try it on the drill press with one of these milling drills. Suffice to say that it rattled around for about half a second before I gave up. It wasn't. Health and safety would have had a fit if they'd watched it. So I've given up on that, and rightly so. Oh dear. Well, this week we've not managed to fall over. I shouldn't have said that, should I? I'm bound to go. Oh dear. I managed to stay on one of my 2 feet anyway, if you know what I mean. So there we go. I did the carburetor, by the way. I do like those Briggs and Strattons carbs in with a built-in tank and all the rest of it. I mean, they're all but bulletproof, unlike these new plastic things that want a new white jet cartridge put in every 10 minutes. I don't know where they've gone from on that one. There we go. So, enough of this wanderings about. Let's see who's around. We've got 26 people already in the house having a listen to this silly old fool. Let's go and have a look, see who's actually managed to turn up. Ken Small Engine. Good evening, Ken. Big shout out for you in a minute, mate. Congratulations to you. Brilliant. Well done, you. Mac 210. He's asking everybody to subscribe to Bob from Jungle Bob, and I don't have a problem with that. Go ahead and see what we can help Bob with. All be well, we're getting some more subs. Repair Gang. Hey, everyone. Repair Gang. Have we met before, my friend? If not, then welcome. If we have, sorry if I've forgotten you. Henry Small Engines. Good. No, Henry Small Engine. Henry Big Dog, I should say. Good to see you, mate, as always. Lovely guy. Mick Hardy. Good evening, Mick. Hello, Ken and Henry. Hello to me as well, I guess. And Barry Ewald. Good evening, Barry. He's saying hello to everybody. Everybody then says hello to everybody else. We know how it all works. Lawnmower Lady. Stella, you're early this evening, my darling. Good to see you. I hope you're going to come up this evening with some of your knowledge. Keeps all us boys in check. Not an easy job, it has to be said. Especially as the beer tends to kick in. Mac 210 Vintage Engine Repairs. Now, who could that be? No, can't think. Hi, Tom. How you doing, mate? I see Mick put out a video today of your mum and dad turned up at his place yesterday when we were all on the app watching. That was lovely. Lovely thing to have done. And Mick actually, but he behaved himself for most of the time anyway. I was very impressed. Mac 210, I think we said hello already. Mac, I hope you're well, my friend, of course. Let's go work our way down through. John Rhodes, good evening to you, sir. I hope you're well. You're saying hello to everybody else. Mark Wiley, good evening, Mark. Hope you're well, my friend. Al McLean, good evening, Al. Where are we? Tommy Hammond, good evening, Conker. Good evening, everybody else. Hope you're well, my friend. Mark White saying hello to you. And we're about halfway down through already until it starts to jump. And we do have a mystery object, by the way. And the prize is non-existent. Unless you want the spark plug on a rope. Wayne, good evening, Wayne. How are you, my friend? Tom's nice fix, McDivvy, your dad. Yeah, absolutely right, Wayne. It was a nice fix. Obviously, for Mick, and for us, I might know a little bit about it. It was straightforward enough, but actually do it on the back of somebody's pickup truck when it's going to rain. Yeah, great job, Mick. Well done. Everybody's saying hello to everybody else, so we're getting through it now. Mick Small Engines. Good. Mick's. I've got this small engine thing stuck in my mind purely because of Ken. I hope you're well, Mick. Enjoyed that yesterday, and well done, you, mate. I'm going to put out the invite just to wait for the in case it jumps again. Let's pop this out here a minute. Bomb. Bear with me a second. Paste and then boom. And there it goes. Right. So come on in whenever you like to. Anybody would love to come on in. Good to see you all. Vincent Price, good evening. How do you, my friend? Bruce the Shop, good evening, Bruce. How are you? Okay. Hope you're well, my friend. Lawnmower Lady saying hello. We got some good looking dudes turning up. Oh no. I bet nobody can guess who that is. I brought you right up now, mate, I'll tell you. Oh dear. Let's move forward very quickly. Everybody's saying hello. Oh, we just jumped again. If I've missed anybody, by the way, give us a shout. I would hate to miss you. Glyn Rogers, good evening, Glyn. I hope you're well, my friend. And we're nearly at the bottom there. So hopefully Mick's going to behave himself. Oh, my Lord. There we go. So we're here. Mark White said, no, not Mick. It was Mark. It really was. He behaved himself. let's see who's there. I wouldn't show anybody that. I really wouldn't. Hello, Wayne. How are you, my
friend? Mick never behaves himself. You know, Mick.
Oh dear. I hope you are you well, my mate. I hope you are.
Good.
Great to see you. Henry, how are you doing, Henry?
Henry.
Good evening, my friend.
How you doing, guys?
Good to see you.
Couldn't wait to see you guys. Nice.
There was a Delarue. It's a company I used to work for. They used to make all the currency paper for all the banks around the world.
Are you talking about toilet paper?
No, money paper, mate. Currency. No. Who's this guy? No, I can't think who that is. Evening, Tom. What are you doing at this time of night?
Oh, I try my best not to ever miss your Saturdays, mate. And as you said, we've got a celebration to announce when he comes up.
Absolutely right, yeah. Bruce, good evening, Bruce.
Poor Tom, right?
Hey,
four seniors,
no.
4 seniors, and a guy that's young enough to be our son in all 4 cases.
In all of our cases, yeah, that's true, actually.
Yeah.
And then we got the big dudes. Ken, good evening.
Hey, Kenny.
I think we should just all sort of congratulate Ken. There's a shout out for Ken Small Engines. He is finally got his subs up now to 4,000. Ken, is it?
Well, I tell you, another 2 seconds is going to go up, down, up, down, up, down. I got to watch.
Yeah.
The trick is not to watch. So thank you. Now, special thanks to Tom and Mr. Condon gave me a couple shout outs. And as always, Brucey always gives me the shout out. So
I unsubscribed. Did that put you back under?
Yeah, it all helps. I think I'm at 4,005. So
it was like Condon riding on the motorcycle, Kenny.
Yeah, that got a few. Yeah, right now.
Oh, you're there.
Yeah,
there got to be at least 10 over.
I missed that, Ken. I missed it.
4,004.
Well done, mate. Well, like I said, big congratulations from all of us. Absolutely marvelous. Well done.
Well done, mate.
It's just amazing how a quick shout out on a good channel really skyrockets it, you know?
Oh, okay.
I don't remember saying anything. That must be something to do with Henry, I reckon. Yeah. So, I do have a question tonight, guys. A bit of a, probably Ken will be his usual self-identifying things. You may or may not have seen that. Yeah, you're right, Bruce. No, I'm going to have to bring him up. It's no good. Oh, no.
There's me.
I can't stop long around Tom's dad's having dinner. Can't stop long. Jenny's in the kitchen making a pavlova or something. I don't know what to go on about. It's all Italian to me.
Well, French to me.
Sounds like Mick's got a date in Shoreham.
Yeah, keep him away.
I got a dinner date with Luciano and Jenny. Looking forward to Christmas, Tom. It's going to be great.
Oh, dear.
That's his mother, remember?
They would welcome you over.
We already have.
Yeah, new best friends.
Mick, you know about bees? I heard you talking to him. You actually have some experience with bees?
Yeah, I was actually looking in just before I started doing my YouTube channel. I was going to look into doing into beekeeping just as a hobby, because it's low maintenance. You don't have to do it, every day, especially on a small level. So yeah, I was going to do a bit of beekeeping, and I was talking to my new friend Luciano.
Hey, those that don't know, Tom's father is world renowned for his research on bees.
Well, I have rang him today and we discussed it, and there are a few pointers that I want to take up with him where he's going wrong. But yeah, there's I was talking about Langstroth hides to him and about screens and bits and pieces, and yeah, he's a very intelligent man, which is weird. I don't know where Tom got it from, but
well, I would have to stay away, Mick, to be honest with you. I'm allergic to bee stings and wasp stings.
Are you?
Last time I got stung, I ended up in hospital. So
well, now that I know that, let me go on Amazon. Let me go on Amazon quick. It might stop you coming round.
You'd miss me, mate. You'd miss me pasties.
Well, I'll just order them online, can't I?
I think Stella's got you, sus, mate.
Talk about bees. Today I was just walking around the yard, and there's holes in the yard about half-inch.
Whoa.
These little tiny yellow bees are coming out of those holes.
You were walking around your yard. You haven't got off your arse all day.
Could they be yellow jackets?
They are, yeah. The little ones, yeah.
Yeah, well, the trouble with little ones grow into big ones.
They just hatched underground is all they did.
I bet you they bite like big ones too.
I bet they do. Yeah, I bet they do. And your yellow jackets, are they the same as our wasps? Or are they different?
Yes. But there are different breeds of yellow jackets, but they are very similar. Conker.
Little buggers.
Yeah. Those little gets will get me every time.
I know that they're part of the ecosystem, but is there anything good about a wasp?
Of yellow jackets.
There's nothing good about a yellow jacket.
Yeah, there they are.
Yeah, they bore into the ground. I got a ton of those holes too for the past 2 months.
Yeah, they are common wasps. Same thing.
You got to watch mowing the lawn. You step over the hole and they get you.
It's the Egyptian hornet you don't bloody want. That's the one you don't.
That big one. Well, they say they make the nest very thin opening so those big wasps can't get in.
I perfected the art of backhanding wasps. Whenever I was out in the summer, we did some fencing work, and they were everywhere. And I got to the point where I was so accurate, I could backhand a wasp that was flying around me.
Problem is that you backhand a wasp and you upset their abdomen. They then release this pheromone, which tells all the others, "Hey, come over here, sting this bastard."
That's probably why they were all around me. I got so good.
Now that would be a good video, Tom.
Yeah.
Have a go at it, Tom. We don't mind watching.
Yeah, really Tom, nice you running around with 1,000 wasps chasing you. Beautiful video.
Yeah.
You couldn't run anymore, but
it would be like watching Michael Flatley with no volume on, wouldn't it? Stamping around the place. Tom doesn't know who Michael Flatley is, obviously.
No, I don't know.
He's an Irish dancer, mate. He does the old Irish dancing, when he
dances around, waving his arms about and legs flying everywhere. Yeah,
jumping up and down on the spot, jumping up and down.
Called the Irish jig.
Yeah, I'm sure Kenny's right. I think Kenny's right on it now. That's what he's doing. He's getting it up for me.
He's doing it.
What's that? What am I doing?
Oh no, okay, maybe not.
What's he doing, Tom?
Showing a picture of the big wasp trying to get into the bee's nest, but they make it very thin, so they can't fit.
Can you trying to get what up, Tom?
Is that not called an apiary? Is that what a beekeeper is?
A picture of this man dancing around, apparently.
I think so, Bruce.
Thanks, Tom. Wayne.
Wait, who did Tom remind you of? Who's the Irish guy?
Michael Flatley.
Flatley? Like
Flatley. Flat as in flat. So I got a question, guys. As I said, you might have seen that YouTube I put out today, but I've managed to cock up the motor by snapping off the stud, and I've done my best to get it out, but I can't get the damn thing out. I've looked it up, and apparently it was a Quattro. Is it 4 horsepower?
So what you could do, Conk, before you get into that, right, what you could do is, rather than having Hank, you're a bad man. Rather than having the dead man switch at the back, because you've actually broken the switch, haven't you, on the back?
No, it's the bolt that mounts it to the itself.
So what you could do, rather than mucking about anymore with that, is on some of the earlier Briggses, especially the Quantums, they actually had the micro switch mounted on the front control panel where the throttle is. So you could you could just put the micro switch onto the front control panel and either run a cable or just have it so you turn it on and off there instead. That's what I'd do, and run the cable. Run the cable from the coil to the micro switch on the front control panel.
Sure. Well, I have, because I do have a spare motor, but it's a 3.5 horse, not 4.
Well, man, that's the same thing.
That's the same thing. Take the brake and put a switch on it and get the customer to sign a waiver.
Yeah, same engine, Phil.
Or Go on, Hank.
Same engine, Phil. You could put that under.
Yeah, it's the same engine. Or what you could do, Conk, is just get some JB Weld and just JB Weld where that stud is. It's only an on-off switch and a brake for the flywheel. Just put some JB Weld on it.
Yeah, the actual stud, you see, is the mounting hole for the whole brake assembly.
Yeah, JB Weld it up. Be fine.
Can you tap a new one in?
No, you tried that.
Or
no, I've put a mill bit into my pillar drill and tried to mill it out.
You know what that says about me? I
chased it around the workshop 3 times. I got told off by Mrs. H, so I didn't do it anymore.
You got a welder, right, Phil? Put a nut on top and weld the center of it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's down underneath the surface, Hank.
Yeah, but you know what someone suggested? I saw it. They take a piece of copper tubing, a little piece of copper tubing smaller than the hole, and then weld through the tubing so it won't go on the sides, and then you could just turn the tube out.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm leaning on buying, putting this other motor in there rather than messing about.
Yeah. I think you could be right. I've got a vision of Conker welding in his shed with a carburetor and tank nearby. Yeah, don't do it, Conk. Leave it, mate. Leave it.
What's the difference between 3.5 and 4 though? Is there not much?
No.
Stencil.
Yeah, because it's I've checked the length of the crankshaft. It all matches.
To be fair, Conk, they all run at about 3,000 RPM anyway, just over 3,002 RPM. Just set it at 3,002 and away you go.
Don't take the crankshaft out, Hank, or Conk. Don't take the crankshaft out.
I'm thinking about it, mate, because I might be able to save something. Yeah, I've never learned my lesson. I always go too far into it, but well. The trouble is, I've now got a workshop looks like an abattoir. Only instead of blood everywhere, there's oil everywhere.
That would look very similar to Bruce's floor then.
No, don't talk about that. We got a nice mop outside we can use as a candle.
I did say I kept the mop outside, far away from the garage, though.
Right.
Right underneath the back door.
We could use the mop to get rid of those wasps, Henry. Shove the mop down the hole.
Don't
the gas down there and then go.
Whoop. No, stuff out. I saw a video once of a bloke did that. He poured about 2 liters of fuel down the hole, and he lit it, and then this massive crater exploded in his back garden. It blew half his back garden up.
Wow.
Yeah, Wayne, question for you, mate.
On the decks, Rust Cure 3000. That's what we use.
What's that?
Do you want to put it up on the comments there, Bruce? Can you? Wayne,
Yeah, I can't put on comments over here.
Oh, I beg pardon.
We use that. What's that stuff over here we use, Conk? It's that Hammerite one, isn't it? Cure
Rust. We use.
Cure Rust. That's good stuff.
It's expensive, but it works.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
And you can keep on. You can use it, reuse it. You don't have to throw it away.
Yeah, Cure Rust. It goes purple. Anywhere where there's rust, it goes purple. Good stuff.
Yeah, works really well, actually. To be fair. Yeah. Well, there we go. So that's happy parts of this week. At least now it's stopped raining down where we are here. We've had torrential rain. Now we just got blown a force 12 hoolie here. Yeah, we
got a hoolie down here at the moment too on the south coast.
We all have a different air quality index, but we're 10 plus here, which is bad.
Well, I just rang up my my in-laws, Luciano and Jenny, to make sure they're all right because they're on the south coast as well. So I'll make sure they're okay and batten down the hatches. Well, because their son's buggered off to Australia, so I've had to look after them now.
You likely got put on the will too.
It was funny what they said in the video, Tom. It's I tried to get Tom to show an interest in beekeeping, but he wouldn't listen. So I said no. Instead, he buggered off to Australia to carve spoons out of wood.
So where did you learn to carve wood then, Tom? Was it something you learned over here, or?
Yeah, initially, you lots of people in England will know Ray Mears.
Right, I'm bored with that now anyway.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I dropped off.
Ray Mears carved the spoon, and that's where it started.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh, sorry. So do you actually you can make enough the sell of them to make a living out of it then?
Conker, I've got something for you.
Oh right, okay.
Oh.
Hello, mate.
Hey,
Hey, Brock. How you doing, guys?
Brian,
Good to see you.
Good.
I can call you
Don't
Brock.
remember not to call you Lewis. You need to change your name, mate.
I know.
All right, Lewis.
I took the last name off my channel about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I started getting pictures of my house from South Africa.
Oh.
Oh, Jordan's here. Hi, Jordan. How you doing, mate? Long time no see. Hope you're well. We met Jordan, didn't we, Mick, up at Semtex?
We did meet Jordan up at Semtex. You're quite right. Yeah, you're quite right.
Nice guy. Nice guy.
Well, I find him quite abusive, but he was all right.
Okay, we have to keep talking for an hour and a half because Trudy's out pulling weeds in the garden.
Oh. Any excuse, mate. Any excuse.
Yeah,
I went out and cut a load of flowers from the front garden this afternoon because they're just getting battered in this wind. So we may as well have them indoors and enjoy them before I get blown away. It did start raining as soon as she walked out there.
It's not hot there, you guys? Like I just watched a news thing on Spain and Italy and Portugal and Greece. Now, isn't Southern England part of that heat, or are you guys escaping that?
No, we're not. No, it's.
We've got another hot spell coming in about 2 weeks, apparently. But at the moment, we're just enjoying a nice bit of rain and a bit of wind. But a nice bit of rain at the moment, which is quite nice because that'll keep the old mower season going. This time last year, the grass was dead. It was game over. So
yeah, ours has all come up again now. It's
that's what we want.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
And it does make a big difference. Yeah, it has stalled off a little bit, but I've been spending today down the workshop. I managed to actually tidy something and get my lift table back in, and I've been working away merrily on about 6 pieces of equipment today. So yeah, quite enjoyed myself.
Yeah, it's been pretty warm down in Greece and stuff.
I had the same problem Ken had with his leaf blower today. I had a Hyundai leaf blower in today, but that wasn't sparking. No spark. On-off switch was knackered, so did that, and then I found a broken wire. Did 2 mowers, did a strimmer, 2 strimmers, and I did an FS50 today, and it was in for a throttle trigger and snapped. Did that, and I went to pull the cord. As I pulled the cord, I could see it was all frayed. It was just hanging on by a thread. So I messaged the guy to say, "Look, this needs doing too." And he said, "Well, I only had that done 2 months ago." I said, "Well, this is what it looks like now, so that's what it is." So I took the recoil off, undid the centre circlip, lifted the bit out, and I hadn't cut it. Boing! Oh, I had an immediate bird's nest. Lovely.
Yeah. Spring too?
Spring, the whole lot, Bruce. Yeah, come out, the whole lot.
Oh, you got that little wind up thing anyway, Mick, haven't you? That yellow wind up.
But it's not a problem because I've got a list of swear words on the wall that I could use. So, there's Trudy. Is Trudy finished already?
No.
Yeah.
She came in for bug spray.
Question that Tara Hill had. He's got to take his PTO off, and then he could start his machine again.
Was that William?
No.
Oh yeah. Yes, William. Yes, William. Yeah, that's William. He messaged me on my channel today, apparently.
Yeah.
Likely left it on.
Yeah, he left the PTO on. That's why he won't start.
You guys are going to groan. I got a 4-stroke Weed whacker coming in today.
Oh, terrible.
I hate those.
I hate those.
I know they take 2 ounces of oil.
Check
If they run, you know.
check the exhaust cam before we do anything.
What's that?
What is it? Yeah, but is it like an MTD crap or is it
It's
steel?
a steel.
Oh yeah, check the can, like Nick said.
Check the cam. Check the cam first, mate. Before you even touch it, check the cam first.
Just take off the rocker cover. See,
this
more than
part
4,000 clearance on those things. It's very small, but they have the way the shim is. It's shaped like almost like an upside down T. It goes. It's a very.
He says that it's just a broken throttle trigger.
Bruce, how many times do you have to be told all customers are liars? It was working fine yesterday.
It's fresh gas. When'd you buy it? Last year.
Ain't got no gas.
Yeah.
They would probably run better with 50-to-1 mix. They'd probably last longer.
It's when they come in and they say, it keeps four-stroking. I can't tune it. That's a problem. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
I was wondering if
I
that was
know
aimed at me or not.
Anybody got any good questions about Skaggs? Brandon's got himself a new job with the Skag dealer.
Yeah, well done, Brandon.
Nice job.
Very cool.
Yeah, good man. Well done. I think he said he's had 6 jobs that he's done today, which is good going.
Yeah, the pressure's on when you're at a dealer.
Yeah. Well, that young lad who said to me today about I had that Stihl FS50, he said, how much do you charge for a recoil? I said, 15 quid. That's what it is, 15 quid. He said, oh, my local Stihl dealer, who is also my local Stihl dealer, they do it for £10. I said, nah, a Stihl dealer will not do a pull cord for £10. You have to wait 3 weeks anyway. It's not happening. No. And then I undid it, and the spring went doing. There's no way they're doing that for £10. No way.
Were they charged 90 an hour?
Probably about 75 to 90 an hour, mate. Yeah, somewhere around there.
It's about 80 quid an hour down our way.
Yeah.
Or the dealer.
It's 110 here.
120 here. $120.
Australian Canadian dollar are very similar.
Yeah, we hear 125 to 135 at the dealers here in Canada.
Yeah.
That's over at John Deere, right?
Yeah, same in Michigan, 130. Yep.
That's American dollar,
isn't it?
Yeah.
American.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Actually,
it's the same as England.
That's how they weed them out, you know.
Well, there's no way they're going to put a technician onto a Stihl trimmer to do a pull cord when they're on like 70 pound an hour to muck about with a pull cord for 25, 30 minutes for a tenner. Isn't that ain't happening?
No, of course not.
That's one of those truthful customers.
So I said to him, "That's fine. I'll leave it then." And I left a message. And then after about 5 minutes, he said, "Oh no, do it." But I saw the message come through on the phone, so I just opened it just on the notification, so it doesn't show as opened and read. And within 3 or 4 minutes, I had a message: "Are you going to do it? Can you please do it? When are you going to do it?"
He was fooling around.
He was trying to get something for nothing. What's he doing, Riley?
Hey, Riley boy.
Daddy.
Hello, mate. How are you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Look, what?
We're all waving at you, buddy.
You're on the TV. We see him on TV.
Daddy.
I couldn't know. It doesn't work like that, mate.
Do it.
Look, don't come over here overtaking Conker's live stream like I do.
So cool. Daddy, how do you do that?
Well, I'm watching Conker's live stream.
Hi, Luca.
Conker's up here. He's up there. Watch on TV. Look, what's up there? He's on there. Look.
Hi, Luca.
Hey, how you doing, Riley boy? You all right, mate?
Hi, Riley.
Hi, Riley.
Hey, Riley.
What?
Hey, Riley.
Keep watching.
Hey, Dave.
There's a 10-second delay. There you go.
What's up, Dave?
How much?
Russ or him?
I know they called your name. I know. They all did.
Did you see Hank right there? Oh, did you see Hank?
Tom?
This is a dryer. I'm down the shop.
What was that, Tom?
Let's say that's a fancy doorbell.
Yeah.
Hank's throwing gang signs up there. Watch out for that one.
Hank's throwing gang signs.
Yeah, it's okay.
No, it's Lewis. Say hi, Lewis.
Hi, Lewis.
How are you, Riley?
If you don't need to go,
Yes, yeah.
you remember who Tom Mum?
Do we remember Tom's mum?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do, don't we? I tell you, that boy is as sharp as an axe, I tell you. There's no flies on him.
He doesn't. He sucks things up like a sponge, doesn't he?
So, Brock, we're going to see that Sadoo running shortly?
Oh yeah, I just sent it out to the to get it board.
Nice.
Yep. Ooh. Yep. Yeah, the guy he actually just got out of the hospital having some heart trouble. He said that I may be his last one.
Oh.
So, I tried to get him on camera. I almost got him convinced, you know.
Yeah.
What did that set cost you? The pistons and that you bought for that?
That's like $300.
That's not bad.
Not bad. Nope.
Nice quality stuff.
Yeah. They got good product.
Yeah.
Yeah, WSM's got good product.
Yeah.
Did you see how they put that coating on the sidewalls of
Yeah,
the
beautiful. Look great.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came with the gaskets and the the needle basket and everything. I was like, wow.
Yeah, job well done with the heat and the cold. I like that.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Oh,
could have
Hank.
used your Blackstone there, Hank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hank, I've got a new diesel heater coming for review. Probably next week. It's a completely portable one that doesn't require you to drill through walls and bits and pieces like that. So I might do a video on it, and that way Wayne might have to kick me in the guts about my video compared to yours.
I wasn't kicking you in the guts. I just enjoyed watching the side of a truck.
That's a good point. Where's Klaus tonight? Where is he?
He's driving to
Italy.
Italy, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Venice.
It's where my parents come from. Where my dad does anyway.
It wouldn't be Luciano, would it?
Yes, it would, Wayne. Yes, it would. Mick will be out in my dad's house in Italy. Ask Dad. Dad would say, "Yeah, here you go. Here are the keys."
Yeah, he said if he has good contact over there, with his phone, he'll be listening and being in the chat, but he won't be up.
He'll likely have to go to the Vatican to get good service.
Yeah.
Where's Stella? Stella should be up as well. She was in the comments. No doubt Big John's in the comments.
John will come up. John will come up once the stream's ended. He always does.
Yeah. He comes about the last 2 or 3 minutes every time.
Is that Dave over there? Is that Dave?
Yeah, it's Dave.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, Dave, have you cut your hair off yet?
Nope. No, that's my trademark.
I thought he was going to go for a mixed mowers look.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out some mysteries on this weed eater.
You ask him. That's Kenny.
Dave, all the cool kids are doing it.
Kenny,
Oh.
why are you wearing a Star Wars t-shirt?
Why are you wearing a Grass Rats Garage t-shirt, Kenny?
Why not?
Kenny, what is Grass Rats Garage famous saying? Here's your dinner.
There's your dinner.
There's your dinner.
Bob's your uncle.
But
Bob's your uncle.
there's your dinner.
Oh, he's like a little rhino.
I'm getting flashbacks from Kenny. I'm getting flashbacks from when you're doing your live streams in the car.
Oh yeah.
Hello,
Stella. Trying to push the button.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I was impressed with this stuff, guys. I used that this week.
Is that like that Terrell Putty, is it?
Yeah, good stuff. Don't go so hard. Where are you? Hang on,
Personal lube? What is it?
Hang on.
See if I got that stuff.
Why does it say on the packet dildo lube?
Yeah.
I managed to chop it in half.
That'll keep you and your wife together.
Do you need that one, Phil? Yeah. Do you need it first, and then does it like turn one color?
Yeah, you just need it, and it really does go, and it goes, and it's rock solid. I mean, that is.
I've had trouble with that.
Yeah, he needs it so he can put fill a hole into it. Mower.
That's
why he needs it.
Oh, yeah, that's why he needs it.
Oh, that's
from your dad's lawnmower, Tom. I might make a necklace out of that.
Well, there you go.
That's brilliant. Actually, I was going to ask
Joe, you're selling one.
Little Z bed
I've actually bought some of the ones like Bruce has. Bruce has some of a dog leg with a little tiny bolt on the back of it, and the dog leg sits at a weird angle compared to. I found some on Amazon. They're quite good, so I might try some of those because the ones that I use currently, there's not enough depth in the actual Z in the middle part, so I'm going to try some of those.
Bruce, can you send, or Mick, can you send a link to that? Because I might get myself some of those as well.
Yeah.
Or at least a picture of the style.
It's a huge long link, but I'll send it for you.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Thanks, mate.
Yeah,
Tom doesn't mind.
Are they? I mean, they're quite expensive for what they are, but
they're about over here. They're about £3.50 each. But if you're dealing with a stretch cable, you can fix a cable which is like 13, 14 quid cheapest, £25 for an expensive one. But you can fix a cable, as you saw in my father-in-law's video. You can fix a cable in 15 minutes. Well, from the side of a truck, obviously, you can't actually see it, as Wayne kindly pointed out.
I didn't realise had you cut the old one off then, Mick? I didn't realise you'd done that.
Well, I got a special pair of Knipex snips that I use to cut them. So I just Knipex them off. Sorry, I'm talking like a prick. I snip them off with my snippers, and then just attach that, and away you go. Yeah, done.
Yeah.
What's the best spark checker? Well, they do lots of. Hank did a very good video the other week about spark checkers. Very good, but doesn't actually show all of them because some are slightly higher than the others in price range, about $100 more.
Do you remember something funny about that video, Mick?
No, not at all. So
well, there's some that I wouldn't get because they're awful expensive just for a light to stay on.
Well, you would have thought,
there was something else.
Hank, you would have thought that knowing that I repaired his dad's lawnmower and saved his dad a fortune, probably about £170 English pounds, you would have thought Tom would be like, hey, wonder if there's a way that I can show my appreciation to Mick. Oh, I know. I can send him a really nice spark checker, which is only about $80 Australian dollars. And when my mum comes over, I'll send it over to him.
You should put it on your wish list, mate.
They don't do them in the UK.
170 sounds expensive for a 15-minute repair.
Wayne, I don't want to discuss your income on this channel. Just keep out of it.
It didn't even come out of the truck.
Yeah.
That's what you call a mobile repair.
Mate, time's money, money's time. I want to get these lovely people off on their way again, and that's what happened.
Yeah, you did a good job, Mick.
Yeah, well, from what you could see, Wayne, right?
Yeah.
To be fair, it wasn't a video for you lot. It was more of a video just for Tommy. The amazing part was, Tom, when I turned up and I was showing the phone to your mum. And here's Tommy. Look, here's Tommy. I said he wanted to be here for this auspicious occasion, or he wants to learn how to fix a lawnmower. And both your mum and dad went, yeah, you're probably right.
Now, the best one was when you talk about taking the HT lead off, and she's like, "Remember that, Tom? Remember that?"
Yeah, Mick said, you got to take the HT lead off, Tom.
Are you listening, Tom?
Tom,
Tom, have you got one of these? Can you do this, Tom? Tom, you're embarrassing me in front of my friends.
Whoa, we're not your friends.
There you go, Tom. Canadian site.
Thanks, mate.
Canadian,
I
I love that.
Okay.
The Canadian site.
Can you check that? Can you put that onto the WhatsApp group, Bruce? Because this will disappear, I think, won't it?
If not, I'll send it you. I found another one, Tom.
All right, mate.
I found another Z bender, which is just purely this piece on its own. It's just this piece, but it is completely hollow. And I think the idea is you put the cable up inside it, crimp it, and that's it, done.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a couple, see, and just try them, or you drop a bit of solder in there, mate. I don't know, but
it's nice to be able to take it off, though, isn't it? It's nice to be able to take it off and adjust it.
What I really want, ideally, is a hollow tube about 2 millimeters in width, and about an inch. With 2 screws on it. That's what you really want, so you can keep it not and just plug them together. That'd be lush.
But you can use just a squeeze connector squisher to do that.
Yeah, I have tried that. They're okay for dead man's, Bruce, but for drive, for self-propel, sometimes they need a bit more tension.
You need a big pair of those crimpers, like the ones, you know.
Yeah. Did you ever see Conker's crimpers he's got? Oh,
Which one, the little ones?
No, yeah, it took 2 people to carry it off the van to his house.
People use it.
That's to crimp telephone lines.
Yeah. And then he told his wife it was only 35 quid. You liar, 95 quid. It was nearly as expensive as Tom's Spark Checker.
You're probably not wrong.
Oh God! I think we're all guilty of telling the wife different prices. Yeah.
No.
If I lied to her, I wouldn't be able to go to Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh, Bruce, you have some competition. We have a very, very astute knife sharpener in our group. Yeah, Stella, the lawnmower lady, is rather. She amazed me actually with how well she did.
Good.
So yeah.
I have not seen the video. Look.
Yeah, send her a message.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so cheeky, isn't he?
He's here. She's watching.
Oh, he's so cheeky, isn't he? What?
Did you see how? Did you see how Nev was like? Oh, your family's so lovely. I can see where Tom gets it from. I'm like, oh.
The thing is, Tom, is you were telling me just before the video, you were telling me. I remember that video. Yeah, I remember that one. You were telling me that your dad is very reserved and very what have you, and he was on it like a tramp on chips. He was giving you plenty of stick.
Oh yeah. Actually,
Tom, you didn't know you were adopted,
right? Sounds like he had fun.
What did you say, Ken?
I said you didn't know you were adopted. I do.
Yeah, well, I do now, don't I? I support that they're loving Mick more than they love me.
I think. What is your? If I have to ask the question, guys, what is your best video of all time? I'm not talking about views. I'm not talking about how many subscribers you got out of it. What is the best video you've done to date where you've had the most fun or something like that? Anyone?
My first one. A snowblower going through just about goes through the garage door.
Nick, mine has to be the WhatsApp where I almost lit my head on fire.
Oh.
Yeah. And the funny thing about that was that everyone was quite serious, and I was laughing my head off.
Oh, yeah.
What was yours, Tom? What was yours, Tom?
I actually don't. I don't know. I don't have a favourite one.
The rotor hoe, yeah, remember that one? Yeah. Well, I think my favourite video so far, I think, has to be when Conker drove about an hour and a half to my house for me to.
I remember that one. Yeah.
For me to turn his fuel mixer screw 1/8 of a turn. It was hilarious. I don't know what I've done to this bloody thing. The instruction book says it's got to be here. I've done that, and it's just I've done everything to it. I've gone tweak, and it started running beautifully.
The close-ups on your face, those were priceless.
Yeah, it's good work.
That's brilliant.
I think mine has to be the garbage pick snowblower that I got. It's on my trailer because I got it out of the garbage. I didn't think it was ever gonna work. I was just like, just starting out. I said, well, I might as well make a video and about it. So then the doggone thing only ended up being the wire being disconnected on the switch. I'm like, well, what the heck am I going to do the rest of the video?
Yeah.
Looking around, I'm like, man, I got to break this thing fast or something, Yeah.
Instead of Brandon has to be the one where Brandon ran into the mailbox. Yeah, that's hilarious.
She's cheeky today. She's cheeky. She's had a
that
couple
was
of
cool.
drinks or something.
You should have seen Ellis's one when Ellis fired up that ride-on mower and shot across his workshop.
Snapper.
Well, like Luke's when he tried to set fire to his garage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
he just walked away from it.
I think Hank's one that I've enjoyed the most is when he did the video, but he forgot that he recorded it in like 30 times speed. And everything he'd done, it was like he'd been smoking crack all day. He was flying around his workshop.
Did you upload that one, Hank?
Yeah, he did. Great. Yeah, it's good.
I like the one where he
tried
the 6 different 2-stroke trimmers and then chucked him in the shed and walked away with an electric.
But when Hank got to the Echo trimmer, he went to throw it, but he threw it with such grace it ended up just placing it down rather than just throwing it. He didn't want to throw that one before.
That was a good soluble one.
Yeah. A good one.
I don't know.
Got a question for you guys.
Sears chainsaw one I threw in the garbage.
Dave has a question. Go on, Dave.
Okay, on this Echo, I just got done using it earlier. Okay, as long as it's
trimmer chainsaw, was it?
It's the Echo weed eater I got.
Okay, yeah.
SRM 210.
26. What is it?
It's a 210.
210. Wow.
210. Yeah, and as you, I don't know if you guys all saw the video where I changed the carburetor because it was stalling out and wouldn't run. So
Yeah.
I changed the carburetor. And it started running fine.
Yeah.
I didn't change the old spark plug. It was a RCJ7Y that was in there.
Oh, yeah.
And then I finally changed the spark plug, and it called the guy at O'Reilly's, said it calls for a RCJ6Y.
Yeah.
So it ran real good. The first part of the season, it ran real good.
Yeah.
I'm with you, buddy.
I tried using it earlier, and it ran real good for a while, and then it started getting it's acting like it's getting hot, and then it just stalls and dies, won't start. So
once it's red hot, it won't start at all.
No.
Right. So have you tried when it's red hot? Have you tried checking for spark?
No.
Okay, so that would be the first thing I would do. I don't know about these other veterans here, but the first thing I would do is when it's mucking about and finally cuts out and dies, straight away have your spark checker in your pocket ready, hook it up and check for spark straight away. If you've got no spark, change the spark plug and try again. If that still doesn't work, leave it for half an hour. Go back and check for spark again, and if you've got a spark when it's cold and not when it's hot, that is pointing towards a coil. That's what that is saying to me.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, but this is original coil that on it since I've gotten it.
Yeah, well, you need to diagnose it, and that would be check for spark when it's hot, when it's mucking about. See why it's not doing it. What do you think, Wayne? You sat up there on your throne, not saying a lot.
I just do what Hank does. I just heave them, buddy. I send them to another guy. We don't do 2 strokes.
No, but
we just heave them like the Russians.
Yeah, if it's expanding, then that's exactly what it is. The coil.
Yeah. It does sound like it, but there are other contributing factors it could be. But you need to diagnose it when it's mucking about.
Mucking about. Okay.
Did you replace it with an OEM carb or Chinese?
It's a HIPAA carburetor.
Hank, there you go.
And see, the reason why I changed it is the old carburetor. When you would prime it, I mean, I took the carburetor apart, looked at the diagrams. The diagrams were soft, like they're supposed to be. They didn't look, they weren't crusty or anything. But when I put it back together, cleaned it, put it back together, when you'd pump it just a little bit, the primer bulb would get really hard. And so I replaced the carburetor. It ran real good for a while.
That sounds like Kenny, you don't behave yourself. You're going to find yourself in trouble, Kenny. Just stop messaging me.
Yeah, you do trouble.
Where is the streamer now, Dave?
It's right in front of me.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. What do we got? What are we looking at?
What's the word?
What do we got? What are we looking at?
See this one, it primes real good. I mean, I've done everything to the boat,
Yeah.
I've done everything to it. Cleaned the exhaust screen.
I think the problem you're going to come across, if it is a coil, is getting a coil for that. You might struggle.
Yes, they're hard to find.
Are they? I haven't tried to look yet for a new coil for it yet.
I know what Tom is sitting there thinking right now. He's going crank seals.
No. I say coil. I say coil. Absolutely coil.
Coil.
Yeah.
I think I've only put like maybe.
Who's he humping, Nick?
$3 into it.
Riley, you got to dance like Pip.
X-rated channel.
X-rated.
All I'm saying is that dog loves me.
Yeah.
Dog loves your leg.
You may have to wipe off the love later.
She's so funny. She's got a pink.
Good thing it's a girl.
Or whatever.
Yeah, it's weird.
So yeah,
I would say.
but that's what I would do. And the only problem is that you need to make sure you get 2 things in your hand, Dave. One is a spark plug checker, and one's a new spark plug. Bruce, keep it clean. Because the problem is by using, if it is a Duff spark plug, by putting an inline spark plug checker on, you may be changing the resistance of the plug, which may throw you off your diagnosis slightly. So if you have no spark, I would definitely put a new spark plug in just to counter that out, just to check.
Yeah.
Now I got a question. Years ago, they came up with the resistor plug just because it was interfering with AM radios. Why are we still using them?
No, they had it too because of pacemakers. People had pacemakers.
It went way back to the early 60s with AM radio noise, FM radio noise, and anything like that.
Yeah, but why are we still using them?
Well, like I said, people with pacemakers, it will affect
radios everywhere.
Yeah.
Because I know
this is just a radio.
Yeah, you'll be out with your lawnmower changing the channels on your neighbor's TV.
The problem is, Dave, is you're not going to have enough time whilst the coil's hot to whip the wire off of a coil to bypass it or anything like that. That's a problem. So yeah, I would just go for a new spark plug, and then just check to see if you've got spark once it's packed up and won't restart. Try that, and then that gives you your answer.
Dave, does it just die or does it slowly die?
It slowly die. It just starts.
Slowly sounds like it might be fuel. Like,
Yeah,
have you ever tried choking it when it starts to die to see if it stays for a second?
Yeah.
What happens?
It
How long
dies.
does it take before? So when you first start it,
There we go.
how long does it take to die? How many minutes?
Here we go, Bruce. Bruce, hang on to your seat, mate. Here we go.
See, it has a
new fuel cap.
When I prime it, and then hit it on choke, it'll kick right up. It'll kick right up.
Yeah.
And then I put it on run. It'll go. It'll struggle to stay running, and then it'll just die.
Oh,
and then
that's a very different issue.
And then I'll start it again, and it'll start right up, run real good after that.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not going to get very far with HIPAA carburetors.
Yeah.
Right, I've got to go because I've got to get Riley Boy to bed, and I've got work tonight, and then get my head down. So I thought I'd pop in anyway and just say hi to you guys, and I've got to shoot off, and I'll see you later on.
See you later,
mate. Cheers, mate. All the best.
Wait.
I'm gonna.
But you've still got the original carb there, have you?
I'm gonna try to before I do everything, I'm gonna try to do a video on it, and I will upload it and show you guys what it is.
Can I ask if you've do you have one of those carburetor? What do you call it? Hydrosonic cleaners? Hydrosonic cleaners.
Oh yeah, I got one.
Have you put it through?
And
sometimes it takes 3 times to clean those.
Yeah. Especially for a weed whipper.
Yeah.
You know, get in there deep.
If it was a department store weed whacker, I wouldn't even think about it. But it's a good make, so I would work on it some more.
Yeah.
Did you say you've still got the original carburetor?
I still got the original. Yeah, I still got the original.
Good. Just as long as it's not ethanol damage, just reuse that. Even put the diaphragm from the HIPAA carburetor back into the original one.
Maybe.
Right.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it'll likely work.
Yeah, I honestly, I have used so many aftermarket carb kits, and I've never had a single problem with them. Not once.
No, not you.
I'm getting trouble with
the machine, probably.
The Zama diaphragm with the hole in the center at the top. I'm having a hard time finding.
Yeah.
Hole in the center.
You know that little breather hole in the top? You've got the diaphragm, and there's a little
at 12
2
o'clock.
pins, and then there's a breather hole on the side and a breather hole at the top. And I'm having a hard time finding that one.
Like this.
Maybe I'll get some help today.
Huh?
Oh, no, it goes up further, and there's a little hole between the 2 main studs that hold it all.
Yeah.
More rubber.
It's more flat on top with a hole in the middle.
Hank knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Zama 1CQ. 1QC, 1
C1Q.
Thank you. Mr. Know-it-all.
C1. Oh, I've got lots of C1.
Mr. Know-it-all.
Mow-it-all.
Mow-it-all.
I thank Kenny every week when I got that little microvac sucker working away. I thank him every week.
Bye, Tim.
2 more subscribers.
Hey, Tim. There you go.
See it, Tim.
See ya.
Little hole in the top. Kenny, can you get a picture up?
What's that on the C1Q?
Oh, the diaphragm, was it, Bruce, or was the cap?
Yeah. I'll go get it. Don't go away. I'll be right back.
What's this stuff here? Right. I tell you what's hard to get. What's hard to get is these gaskets for the metering side of the carburetor with the hole.
The gaskets are hard to get, yeah.
Yeah. Pay a lot of money for those.
Yeah, and you're not going to cut those.
No.
No, I don't have any others.
We'll buy
whatever the hole
aftermarket
is,
carbs
if
just
it's in
to
the
steal the
diaphragm.
needle valves and some of the gaskets to put them in the OEM.
Yeah.
Hi, Stella.
Hey, Stella.
How is everyone?
Right,
There she is.
Oh, hey, Stella.
Better for seeing you, my lovely.
Thank you. That's so sweet of you.
So
Cheers.
you said the televisions, OT something television, right?
Do what now?
OTA television signal? That's
Over the air. Over the air. It's like it was back in the 1900s.
Yeah. So that's what the radio resistance
Yes.
was.
Right. And that was a big problem for television signals. Guy running his lawnmower next door, and then it turns into mosquito races.
Yeah.
Did you find that too, Ken? Did you find it?
I saw the cover, yeah, but what's the diaphragm?
Hang on, mate.
Probably on another subject by now, right?
Yeah, he's looking for
No, we're still there, Bruce.
That the one, Bruce?
Bruce is back.
Yeah.
So what does the actual diaphragm look like? Oh, it's got a. Oh, I hate those. They're the worst because they've only got 2 screws holding.
Yeah, with that little clip on the side.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Right.
Hateful things.
There it is.
With the hole on top.
Oh, Bruce. Yeah, Bruce. You don't even have to worry about that hole as long as it's got the hole in it.
What's the hole for the clip? Yeah, for the clip.
There's a hole going into the block of the carburetor.
Yeah, for the clip to hold it in place. It's just for the clip. Yeah.
No, some of them have a hole there.
Yeah, there's a hole.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Hello, Stella.
Yeah, for the clip.
It doesn't.
No, that clips on it like 10 o'clock.
That's the round one. That's
the little clip that hangs off.
No,
Bruce.
but some of them have a passage that
that's
it
a
goes.
passage right there.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, Bruce. So it doesn't matter if you use the diaphragms that I had earlier, the ones that I showed you.
Yeah.
They'll work perfectly fine.
Oh, I've got a box of those.
As long as you've got the right gasket, it's the gasket that will actually seal. As long as the gasket's got the hole in it, the diaphragm, as long as it's got that cutout, it's out the way. It makes no difference. I've done it a lot of times. So the gasket has to have the hole in it. The diaphragm, if the hole's in there or it's not, as long as it's not blocking, as long as there's no diaphragm material blocking that hole. Yeah. Let me show you this. Look.
And there's the gasket.
Yeah, they wouldn't make it if they didn't need it.
Yeah, that's what I feel. Diaphragm. They're using a bald head. Oh.
Hold up again. Hold up again.
Diaphragm, gasket.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Exactly, right? Yeah, exactly. So if you've got, go back again, show me one more time.
Bald head.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's there for a breather.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, no. It's not there for a breather. It's there for
not for a post, is there? Is it a post?
No, it's for the purge bulb. Has it got a purge bulb on it?
Yeah,
yes, it does.
Yeah.
It's a purge. It's a purge drilling.
Yeah.
So if the hole lines up and it actually goes between these 2 little stubs on the diaphragm, as long as the gasket has the hole in it, it doesn't matter if these do, as long as it's not blocking it.
Okay. Because I've got, like everybody else, I buy the 10-pack at a time on the Zamas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I was just looking for him. Apparently, I've lost mine whole pack.
You know what, you guys, we've all come a long way, haven't we? I'm proud of all
Talking
of us.
about coming a long way, I won't go on it for too long. Stella and her sharpening, Bruce was telling you earlier, absolutely incredible. She had a knife with a chipped edge, and she brought it back to shaving sharp.
Yep.
We've got 3 knife sharpeners in this group. Probably more.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anybody in this group
Conk
paying to get a knife sharpened. You would do it yourself.
Conk should know knife sharpening, don't you, Conk?
I used to always sharpen my own knife when I slaughter it.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. The 4 of us. And Hank. I think Hank does it as well.
I can still put an edge on a blade now.
Have to sharpen the blades when we're skinning the moose out because the blade doesn't last long on a moose hide.
No, they don't. They don't on cattle when you skin the.
It's the same thing. 5 sharpens per knife.
We used to steal a knife every time I went to use it. Every time I went into your scabbard out again, steal it. Every time.
Every time I've been out of moose kill, I say to my buddy, "We should just light a fire and eat it here." I'm sure that's what the natives did 300 years ago. They just moved camp to the moose.
Little
It takes
fairies.
you a long time to eat a moose.
Village.
Bruce, one more thing. Going back to that diaphragm, another
Yes, sir.
thing that I remember, if the diaphragm material does cover it, get yourself the little, and I'm certain you're going to have a little punch set. You can actually just punch that tiny little hole out of the diaphragm material, and then you'll be absolutely fine as well. So you can get around it. Get the right kit, but if you haven't, you can get around it.
Well, I haven't ordered it yet. I don't know if it's a HIPAA, but it isn't a steel. It isn't a Zama. It's $22 Canadian.
Oh, okay.
But it's a rig because you get the spark plug, you get the two.
Oh yeah.
Rubber grommet things.
Yeah.
You get a fuel hose, and it's all crap.
Yeah.
So was this the one that we were talking about last
because
week?
I'm a tightwad and I got to try that first.
Bruce, was this what we were talking about last week when you said that it wasn't purging?
Yes, same one. But it was given to me
yeah.
now. The weed whacker's been given to me now, so it's way more important.
Well, now you've got the other carb on the way. You can strip the other one out and actually check that O-ring.
Right.
If you can be bothered. You've got
I
nothing to lose.
actually found an old one just like it in my tail of carburetors, and it was the exact same problem. It wouldn't quite purge.
It's those O-rings. They are notorious for it. I've got two strimmers. No, I've got three. 2 out of the 3, and they're all FS55, all have that same issue, or both have that same issue.
This is a 45, but same, yeah.
The 35, 45, and 55 all take the same basic same principle of that accelerator pump.
I don't usually deal in 2-stroke.
Here's the diaphragm out of the. I just took it apart. Here's the diaphragm that's in the old carburetor.
That's the one that Kenny was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and the pin goes where your finger is. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And see, it's really. I mean, it doesn't really look all that bad.
No. When you're changing those out, though, you really have to make sure that the little stud that pushes onto the needle valve fulcrum is the same length.
Yeah.
I'm sure we all know that.
Yeah, they can look exactly the same, but not be.
Yeah.
My micrometer is not accurate enough. If it's a thousandth of a thousandth, it's not good enough.
Spot on, absolutely.
William, he is off with his wife's campaign to be the new county coroner. It's election season, so he's busy putting out yard signs and stuff.
I can't believe you guys in the States have to elect a coroner. That's a full-time government job here.
And well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that doesn't make any sense. That's like, the same sort of elected positions. And what's even sillier about it is that, they attach some political party to it. Like, really? Does it matter when you're dead?
That person's dead.
That's right.
In 10 minutes, they will be.
That's right. Oops.
Here's Mark.
Well, I just did a video on an engine that was dead, and I took it apart, and I didn't put the word autopsy in the title. Now, that gets a lot more views when you put, Briggs and Stratton 3.5 horse autopsy or something. And I thought, that could affect somebody in a negative way because they, it happens to families, right? So I didn't use. I used it on my little white letters at the bottom, but I did not say the word auto spy.
Well, and that's okay. It's good that you put something different in the thumbnail than in the title. You're just wasting real estate otherwise if you put the same thing in your thumbnail that's in your title.
Sometimes I get lazy and I cut and paste.
I know that feeling. That's the story of my life.
Control V, Control C.
That's right.
Oh, we got Tom morning. He's yawning. That's 4 a.m. there.
Yeah, I'm nearly ready to go.
What time is it, Tom?
Yeah, it's 3:15. I am actually going to go, guys.
Yes.
Lovely to see you all.
Depends on where you are in Australia. How many time zones in Australia? How many time zones, Tom? How many time zones in Australia?
I think we've got three time zones at least. All right, see you guys.
Bye, Tom.
Thanks.
Nighty night. Sweet dreams.
Now we can talk about you.
Talk about me anyway. Talk about him anyway. They talk about all of us anyway.
Say hello, Mama.
Hey,
Every
look
time I wake up from my Saturday nap, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
Mr. Lewis, how you doing?
This is our Saturday nap.
Ouch.
I'm making blueberry jam.
Whoa, nice.
My wife's picking peas.
All my
I'll be in
peas
there in a
dried
little
up
bit.
and died.
Well, you guys, yeah, don't forget I'm a month and a half behind you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't get too many to begin with. They didn't do too
Ours
well
are
this year.
perfect, but they're short because we got a heat spell right in the middle of the growing season. But they're beautiful. They're they're this long. They're full of pea pods, but they're close to the ground, which means you got to bend over more.
Yeah, we're
And
doing
truly, we've
jam.
done that in about I'd say another 40 minutes, and then I can go to work.
Right, guys, we have a guess it tonight.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can find. Just bear me a second.
No,
I'll
no,
get this all
close.
organized.
Oh, Phil, I emailed you that little jingle, so you can add that in later.
Yeah, thanks for that, Stella. That's on my private address or my.
I don't know. It's whatever popped up when I started typing PHIL and you came
Okay.
up. Oh,
Yeah.
it's maybe it's an Outlook.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. that's
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I sent that to you, so you can upload that and have some fun with it.
Yeah, I will do. I will do. Right, let's see if I can get myself organized here a minute. Bear with me a second.
Bruce
Talk
is
amongst
dancing
yourselves.
already.
In honor of Klaus.
Yeah, well, that's right. In honor of Klaus, who he's driving right now to Italy, I guess.
Yeah, driving to Italy, isn't that? That would be a good video.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who says I can't dance?
I can't dance worth a shit.
I freak out at weddings.
I don't even try.
Nobody gets married anymore, so.
Right, let's see if we can find this for you.
Something's up. Can you do that?
I can't get the chat up to like type into the chat, so it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I can't do it either.
Me either.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. There's a new thing here says connect to chat. Connect your YouTube account to join the live chat.
Really? It's not just a pop-out chat from the old YouTube?
I just clicked that.
Oh yeah, it just says that's new.
That's
Join
not
chat.
That's new.
Look at that.
It's not a very clear picture, guys, but if you saw the whole thing, you get some idea.
Obviously up very close because look at the weave behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't.
Looks-
I don't think I can come out of it. No, I can't. It's gonna be a tough one, guys.
Looks like a piece of that Ocean Gate submersible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carbon fiber.
I got one of those, Phil, right here.
You might do actually, Henry. Yeah. This is a tool. This is a tool, by the way, Henry. So you might have one.
Yeah, it looks like a tool belt. No.
No, it is definitely a tool.
That brown thing, that's a tool.
Yeah, that's the very end of it.
Is it leather?
Oh,
No,
it's a handle.
still,
It's a handle.
it's still, and it's probably a pretty poor picture actually, but I use the snipping tool on it. You know what I'm like with these things, guys. I'm pretty crap at doing these sort of things.
You're good at it.
Yeah.
You're good at making them impossible to figure out.
I don't think even Ken will be able to find this one.
What the hell is that?
I've never even heard of this before until I found it this afternoon.
What industry or what anything does have?
I would say
Which
it
drawer
would be-
did you find it in?
Yeah, right.
I would say it would be used either on motors, cars especially, or even I guess some form of woodworking.
Huh.
It's a tough one.
No kidding.
Ben from Ben's workshop. Come on. What is it?
Stop that. I can't show you
Oh.
that.
Wood.
Yeah, I got one, Phil.
Yeah. You had a brief picture of what the whole thing looked like then.
What's it made out of?
Steel.
Steel?
Yep.
It looks like a dried up piece of leather to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Almost looks like a torn up chamois.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
No. It looks like one of those bits you use on a what is it? A tie rod end or whatever. Those flat bits, those impact things you smack with a hammer.
Oh.
Well, you're sort of beginning to go down the right road, Ken, beginning to.
Well, I'm saying it looks like a flat head screwdriver tip, but it's on some type of a tool.
You are definitely going down the right route, Ken.
Yeah. Or it could be a handle on a ratchet. This handle that you do for left and right.
This chat thing works. Sorry, I can't figure out what this is, so I've moved on to other things. The chat works, and if you click on that little thing at the bottom, yoo-hoo.
And you're saying that's actual rusted steel, Conker?
Yeah, it's old steel, that is.
Yeah.
I've never even heard. Excuse me. Excuse me. I've never even heard of one of these.
It's not part of a vise, is it?
It's a. I'd say I would call it a multi-tool. Put it that way. And when you see the whole thing, which you did see just a minute ago, I then have to explain to you exactly how it's used.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a flat screwdriver bit or something.
You're going down the right route, Ken.
Huh.
If I told you that end there was angled, that might help.
Well, like a scraper?
It has many angles.
Uh-huh.
You can't enlarge it all? That would give it away?
I've only got the bigger picture of it, of the whole thing, which I'm more than happy to share with you now, because I don't think anybody's going to get it from that picture. So I'm going to show you what it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just like a multi-tool.
It's a bung wrench.
It looks like it's made out of brass.
Yeah.
It's actually still. No, I'll explain to you what it is.
I wonder if that's not a drum opener, is it? A drum opener?
No, it's a screwdriver.
Yeah.
I said it.
Now, you look at the top. You see the two sides 90 degrees to each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the bottom ones, they're at 45 degrees either side. And the idea is the tool's used to get into an area that you can't get a proper screwdriver in.
Yeah.
So you get that, you can engage it with a screw head, turn it a quarter of a turn the tool around, and then turn it a bit more.
That's nice.
What didn't we win?
You didn't win a spark plug on a bit of string.
There you go.
Stella got one in her hand.
Yeah, I've got those.
Yeah, I got those.
It's that sort of idea, Stella.
That's the best one right there, Stella. The
Yeah, that's
last
one I got too. Yeah.
Is that something you have, Phil, or you found it somewhere?
No, I found it somewhere. I've got some of
think-
those, Stella.
You mentioned you liked it, and you must have gone and gotten those after we talked.
They're not the easiest things to use, those sort of screwdrivers. They're difficult.
No, they're not because it's hard to get pressure.
Yeah.
You tend to cam out pretty easily, especially with the flat ones. The Phillips aren't as bad.
But on a snowblower that's got lots of sheet metal on it, those are the best thing ever.
Yep.
Or
Especially
if you want
in
to hold for the sheet.
You don't know what a snowblower is, Stella, but it's a thing that blows snow.
Really?
Al, you won nothing.
I touched one once.
Where's Mick Quick?
Yeah.
It was big.
He'll get it later.
Steve Saloon doesn't get a lot of snow blowers either.
Yeah, and he's up in that Canada country.
No, he's up in Vancouver Island.
Vancouver Island,
Yeah, it's like a tropical paradise there.
Yeah.
Vancouver Island is as big as the UK. Almost.
I'll have to let Mick know the timeline of that, Stella.
Yeah, you're speechless now.
I was surprised at his last video that he had that robotic lawnmower and he showed how he had let the grass grow, but it was all weeds that were 1.5 feet. All the grass was dead.
That's what my yard looks like.
Well, every once in a while, still, you do a demo, and it looks good.
That's my neighbor's yard.
Oh. You always talk about clover, though. I see clover there.
No, I have lots of clover in my yard.
Yeah.
I plant clover because you don't have to mow it that much, and I have a boatload of bunny rabbits.
Oh. Wild bunny rabbits.
Yes.
Now, does anybody know if that robotic mower that Mick had was the same as the one that Steve had with the 4 razor blades on it?
No, it's very, very different.
Different, eh? Because I'm wondering, the one with the razor blades, there's no lift. Like, there's nothing to create a lift to lift the grass up to cut it.
And I don't even know if it would cut that well.
I was cutting the weeds down. It didn't look like it was cutting any grass.
No, I think the way it works, I think it, unless they had it like at an angle, it would tend to just flatten the grass out, and whatever manages to stick up will get cut off. But I was intrigued with the whole, GPS system and it, and then it learns the yard. I would never work in my yard. There's just too much stuff, but it would be interesting.
But it would be amazing to know what the parts are worth if it breaks.
Yeah.
And you got to replace something like
or the battery. And they say the company is located in North Carolina, and that, I don't know, that's some office somewhere. But there's some manufacturer in China somewhere that's manufacturing these things. And my concern with stuff like that is, as with so many other things that come out of there, you don't have a really good parts connection. Yeah. There's always going to be some slight difference, the batteries, the this, the that, I don't know. But I was intrigued, don't get me wrong. It was interesting to me.
Yeah, it kind of works like my automatic vacuum I got here at the house.
Special edition lawn boy. Wait till you see the price.
Oh my God! Oh. Holy cow! Does it do the dishes?
Special. It's beautiful, but not for that price.
Wow! Watch out, bro.
Well, we've been getting a lot of the John Deeres in for repairs with the Briggs single cylinder engines in.
Oh yeah.
Decompression relief on the camshaft gone.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Flies apart, hits the governor, screws up the governor, things revving out.
Is that the Home Depot John Deere's?
Yeah. You got it. People got to understand when they go to the big box stores, they're getting the cheap of the cheapest. Like you got to go get at least a 200 series at a dealer.
Yeah, you're getting a stepchild of the thing.
Yeah.
But people are just shopping on price, and there's nobody knowledgeable there at those places that can help a customer answer questions and that sort of thing. All they're looking at is price.
What's funny is that
it's a good make over here in the UK, you see.
Yeah, but this one was a D110 and it only had 330 hours on it. And they told us they'd be willing to let us work on it, and they had no problem spending $1,000. So to rebuild it and fix the engine. And Jake just said, look, it's not worth it. He found a guy that buys them when they're broken down. He's going to give them $600 for it because he's got an engine for it. And the lady's going to shoot down and see our dealer that's about 40 minutes from here and buy one from him.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy a brand new John Deere. No way. The old ones, I'd rather get an old one and rebuild it.
Yeah,
I have an 86 with the Kawasaki FC something or other, and I've got a 96 the dual with the water-cooled twin.
Yeah.
Cast iron Briggs.
Even if you get one with a Kawasaki, just a Kawasaki without the water cooled, it's a great engine. It lasts forever.
Lots of power, 17 horsepower, one cylinder.
Yeah. Well, they stopped making it because it was too good,
Well, and that thing won't die, man. It's a little hard to start, like in the spring I do prime it so it doesn't have to work on the starter so hard. And away we go every year. Touch wood.
Yeah. I got the one with the Kohler, and that thing works great.
You got an STX 38?
No, no STX. Ken has the STX.
I got a couple of them. Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, yellow deck.
And black. I got one of each.
Oh, cool. You gotta have two.
Well, I got one hydro and one stick.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the L120 and the L110.
My 180 is not a hydro, and I really sometimes wish it was. Get sick of using that clutch. Eh?
Hey, how's Glenn?
The only thing I can't do is get the back wheels off the shafts. They are on there. I had to actually change the tire and the tube on the jack and fit it on while it was still on the machine because I could not get those wheels off. And I know I'll get lots of advice on it. I'll get lots of advice, but I have tried everything.
Yeah, that's tough, those wheels. You'd have to take the transmission off and, take it apart and take the whole axle and wheel off and then put a new axle in.
You'd almost have to cut the tire off and put a whole new assembly on, wheel end hub.
Yeah, well, you could do it that way too, sure.
Yeah. There's 1,000 ways, but it's not coming off the way it is.
No, as long as it's holding there, hey.
Yep. Well, I tried not to smash the end of the axle too much, just in case I want to try again someday.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't Terrell have a whole video on that, torching it and cooling it and
quenching it. Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Is that a design flaw then, guys, or is it just?
No, they just
I could use Wayne's.
put any oil.
I had Wayne's inductive do-em or heat upper thing.
The induction gun.
Yeah, that might help, but I don't want to fry the seals on the transmission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You got to watch
the big
the
issue.
seals.
Yeah.
The induction gun likely wouldn't do it, but if we're using it to do that, we'll wrap a wet
rag
up, where the seal is on the axle.
I had one that I did everything to it. Heated it, cooled it, drenched it, everything, and I used the pickle forks and I, put plates of steel there and, pounded on them. And then finally the whole axle popped out of the transmission.
Did it still fry the seal?
Yeah.
Well, brand new Peerless stick speed. What's that worth?
Yeah, some of them are rusted solid for good.
Yeah. No, I got a question. Please help me on this, guys. My 180 is an 86. So what's that? It's almost 40 years. It's almost 40 years old, right? Can I just drill a hole in the top of that and inject some grease into that? Because I know that bentonite's probably just hard as a rock in there.
You can probably make your own Zerk.
Yeah, I can do that. But
drill a hole and screw a Zerk fitting in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what do I put in there? Klaus isn't here, so we can talk. We're free to talk about what kind of thing.
There's no safety.
Yeah. I mean, I put gear oil in there before, Bruce.
Like 90 weight?
Yeah, the stuff you use, even 00 if you got it.
Okay.
I know it's hard to get.
Yeah, 00 is hard to get. Will I be able to put it into my grease gun then, like a tube?
If you're just going to drill a hole with some grease on the drill bit or something,
you can't say grease nipple anymore.
Yeah.
No.
But that one, you sure there's no inspection?
No, there isn't even a drain.
No, I know some of them you have to take them apart.
Well, I don't have any problem drilling a hole. I mean, that's easy.
Yeah. I mean, I've done it where I've actually used regular red grease in there and mixed with a little bit of gear oil.
Yeah.
Just to keep it, because like I said, with the bentonite, once it dries up, it's going to start.
Yeah, it's just hanging to the outside of the.
One of my STX is real. When it idles, when it's spinning, you hear it, and the bentonite's just destroyed.
Yeah, it's just a bentonite flying around in there.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll just squirt some rear end oil, 90 weight, and cool, it.
What kind of oil?
90 weight gear oil, so like
80,
90. Yeah, 80, 90.
Can I overfill it and screw it up?
No,
I don't think so. Yeah, well, how much are you going to put in? A quart? Pint?
I would probably only put in about a cup.
Yeah, I mean, is it making noise now?
There isn't, no, but when I put it in reverse, I do have to let the clutch out a little bit. It's always been like that.
It might come out of the axles, It might come out of the axles there, But
yeah. How's the axle seals? Yeah, you'll find out.
Get the wheels off to change the seals on the axle.
There you go. Yeah, like I said, a little rear end lubricant, 80-90, that won't hurt it.
Yeah.
You said it again.
Lubricant.
What's wrong with
Oh, guys, I'm gonna go. Thanks for all your guys' help.
It was fun.
See you
Right,
later.
I appreciate every one of you guys.
Yeah, let us know about that weed whipper.
Yeah.
My 4-stroke was coming. He's coming in about 10 minutes. The guy with the 4-stroke steel.
I just got a message from guys playing with tools. He saw the video I made earlier.
Yeah.
He said it sounds like it is a coil problem. So I'm gonna go towards that area, and
You might have to go wing wang if you can find one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by wing wang, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grass hut.
So
Good luck.
I appreciate you guys. Really.
Bye, Dave.
Yep.
Well, a very
I'll see you.
technical game today.
Cheers, mate. All the best.
Good having you, Dave.
All right.
And then there were 7.
Yeah, let's put the invite out, shall we?
Yeah, come on, some new people. Come on up, Ben.
Yeah, well, I had to go look way back for the invite when I came up. So
Yeah, I've been a bit slow on that tonight, Stella. Sorry about that, lovey.
I'm not complaining at all.
You did great, Phil. So you've done a lot of things in your life, Phil. You've like you're handing out forceps and scalpels now. You've worked for shipping companies. You've done a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, I have. To be honest with you, it's some of my friends always find it highly amusing just on the things I have done. You know, it's
a jerk of all trades.
Well, I know. Tried everything, no bugger all. But yeah, I left school when I was 15 and a half. I guess it was a good start.
Now, grade 3, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And
Bruce, you're hitting them all tonight.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just letting them ride. Stella's all right. They're riding.
It's a good idea, Phil.
Let them ride. Yeah. Yeah. I even had a short spell in the army, but that didn't agree with me.
I can't imagine.
No. I was
Can
in
you
the Royal
imagine
Engineers.
very basic now?
We used to spend our days building bridges one day, take them down the next day. I could never see the sense in it. So
yeah. At least you weren't
Yeah.
under fire.
I don't think I could have ever done that. I mean,
I think they draft the wrong people. They should take people over 65 and draft us.
Hey, Gary.
I have a lot of respect for those that do it, but man, it's just not for me.
no. Either that, we spent a lot of time with Semtex blowing up tree stumps. Again, never understood the reason for that. The only good thing with Semtex is the smell of it. It smells of what's the smell of it? I'm trying to think that we can never forget. No, it's very, very sweet smell. Gives you a terrible headache.
We're not supposed to smoke it.
I went wrong. So you get a bit of a devil to get it lit. Bruce. It's all right once you got it lit, but just get it going and start off with.
Yeah. Is that the ones that you see videos of guys shooting microwaves full of that stuff with their guns, and then the microwave goes into the air 5 miles?
Oh.
Well, yeah, with Semtex on its own, you cannot explode it. You need a
firing cap.
A cap.
Cap sort of thing for it to go in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like plasticine, right? But it explodes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Smells of marzipan. That's the word I couldn't think of. Smells very much. You guys know marzipan?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what it smells
Well,
like.
it's like my storage shed. I keep my fertilizer right on top of the oil.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh.
Nice place for that.
Need a disclaimer on that video, eh?
Yeah, big one.
Yeah. Do as I say, not as I do.
I don't.
That's on every single one of my videos, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't do that. But Canadians are less litigative than.
I know we are just awful here. We're terrible.
You sue somebody for suing you.
So much better.
Gary, how you doing today?
Happy Motors up there.
You look
Well,
happy
what's
today.
doing?
No, I'm cooling off. We were outside, and I'm just kind of biding my time before I have to go deliver back a riding mower that I just finished up.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, you look cool with the guitar and everything.
yeah, this is
Look at that color, dude.
That's
So
print special.
it's a
Was-
purple sparkle.
Was that the riding mower with the oddball main jet?
No, it's a push mower. It's a Gravely with the 0-turn caster wheels in the front.
Oh, gotcha.
I ordered the aftermarket carburetor. I'm hoping that will solve the problem, but I really can't tell if that jet was drilled out. It had to have been, because I cannot find.
On my John Deere, it was the same thing. The guy brought it to me because nobody could fix it, and it was $120 an hour at the John Deere dealership. And he brought it to me, and it was just flooding. So I just took the jet and I put a piece of copper wire in it that couldn't be sucked into the engine, right, to fill in the hole. And then I threaded that back in there, and it ran better. So then I just ordered the mid-altitude jet for it, and away it went.
That's
I
what I think is going on.
I got the whole mower for $400.
Wow, that's cheap. Yeah, he's in it for about $380 with parts and everything, because some of the cables were stretched out and whatnot. And this is the last thing that I have to do, and I have to wait for the carburetor to come in. I got the aftermarket one, but just to bring everyone up to speed, and I believe I am on the right track. It's an FJ180V Kawasaki, 6 horsepower, and it came with 3 available jets: the 81, which was the standard. Then you had the 79, and then a 77. So you would use the higher altitude ones for basically less air density means, so it's going to burn less fuel. So you want to use a smaller jet for the higher altitude. So I believe what was happening was about 5 or 6 years ago, the owner told me he brought it down to this place over here in Waterbury, and it was hunting and surging, he told them. And they fixed it, and they drilled it out. They probably drilled it out to like an 82 or an 83
or more.
And they fixed it so it wasn't surging anymore. But what's happening now is that I got it running and it's blowing black smoke. And what I do is I pinch off the line, and then when it starts to lean out, it runs great.
Yeah, right.
So
they definitely over the intake. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, we just worked on a Champion generator that a guy bought used. He said it worked fine, and then it just stopped running, so he brought it.
Oh, yeah.
The carburetor jet the pilot jet was plugged. We put it all back together, and it started to really start vibrating, and it was hard to start on choke, so take it off a choke, it fired right up, but it sounded like it was flooding.
Yep.
So then we changed the needle valve. That improved it, but it still was flooding, and all we did was take the petcock, cut back on the fuel, and it smoothed it right out. And we told the guy, look, we ordered you a new carb. We think somebody's gone and drilled this thing out. So he got a new carb on order from Champion for him, but he needed it for this weekend. So yeah, he's a contractor and he needed it for a couple of jobs. So he hasn't called, so it must have worked.
Well, liquid cold. That would be a fiddle fiery, mate.
Here's the thing about this whole situation. So I go on to Parts Tree, and I also checked on Jack's Small Engines here in the States. And Jack's is great. They're down in Maryland. I've worked with them a bunch of times.
I just use them for part numbers.
I use them for parts numbers too, as well as Parts Tree. They're down in Texas. But so the kicker of this whole thing is that they can sell you the main jet, the main jets for whatever size you need. They're $15 plus $7.95 shipping US.
Wow.
That's crazy high, right?
That is.
And it's a standard 5mm. I believe it's a 5mm threads in there. And I could buy a whole new aftermarket carburetor for $35.99 on Amazon. And if it's just the main jet, then I'm just going to throw the main jet.
If it's a 5mm, go to any moped shop and get a Delorto for $3.99.
Exactly. And I was going to go that route, but I figured because it was pretty corroded in there, and I figured I did an ultrasonic clean job thinking that it was going to fix the problem, and it still was doing it. And it's usually the opposite problem. It's usually like, okay, it's hunting and surging. You do an ultrasonic bath on it, and then it cleans out the pilot jet.
Away you go.
Away you go. But nope. And that was fresh juice and everything. I'm like, okay, either I only put those things in for like 30 minutes, and that was it. Well, fresh juice, the degreaser and floor cleaner and all that good stuff.
Whatever you use.
A little bit of Dawn dishwasher soap. It's a little bit of secret.
We all use a different concoction.
A little different secret sauce, but yeah. But it's the riding mower that I had. Guy, he broke it. This is the second time I fixed it, and it's the steering column, the steering axle that the steering wheel connects to. there's a bushing on the bottom, but the gear wore out because the screw that holds it in place has red Loctite on there, but it didn't stay in there, and it wound up pulling out, and then the gear was doing this, and it ruined the gear.
Is that the V-shaped gear?
The V-shaped gear, the cheap, the crappy one. So I picked up a kit for $35, and I says, I'm just going to throw in a new gear and the bushing and all that stuff, and then I put my own red Loctite on it this time, and they said, use it, and when it breaks because it doesn't ohm anything. He's had it. It's got to be 15 years old. He's been having another place.
To me, that's new.
I charge
a $100 surcharge for anything greater than 10 years old because it's going to be a pain in the butt to have to go and research these parts. And sometimes you can get them, and sometimes you have to special order them. And it usually deters people away because I just don't want to deal with it.
Don't you hate it when you pull the unit up on jacks or parts tree or whatever, and it says you can get the gas cap and you can get something else, and then it goes not available, not available.
Yeah,
I worked on the Honda 3813s from 1986. I've already rebuilt 3 of those things, and my God, to try and find some of these parts, I've had to import stuff from Denmark. I've had to go get stuff from the UK, and a parking brake cable, even brakes, the little tiny cube brakes, all the way from Denmark, spending $80 for a cable. But this guy because he collects them. He's got to be 80s, 82 or 83 himself. So
good for him.
Hey, just getting broken.
He's just getting broken. He's a wonderful guy. Him and his wife lived a couple towns away from us, and he has one 3813, one for mowing, one for towing water from the lake for his well, and then another one for just ha-has, right? He just had it because he wanted it. Great. But you spend between labor and the parts for the drive shaft, for the new water pump timing belt, he easily put in $1,200 a machine.
Pays for a new guitar.
This is brand new, by the way.
That's that surcharge right there, Wayne.
Yeah.
I have a good friend who collects the late 40s McCormick tractors. And he's got everything from the little dozer, it's like a 12 horsepower dozer, right up to the big 9. You use a shotgun shell to turn the fly around. Mm-hmm. He's got them all. He's got every model and an international truck just to match.
Those are cool. Those shotgun ones.
It's pretty cool. He's got a cool place. I worked with him for 34 years.
Wow.
Yeah, there's still a lot of those antique ones around here. It's just it's hard. They're hard to work on though because it's a time consideration. Because you think you're not going to have to research for parts. You're going to have to sit there and sometimes even rip the whole thing apart to get to that problem. And
on the heads, like the ones that have the long flat head, and if you're low on antifreeze, you can cook the high end. You'll take it, drill it full of holes, fill it full of epoxy, drive in 7 screws, take a grinder and smooth it off, and he's only in the parade once a year with it, right?
Yeah. Like I said, there's some people that are using those even to this day, even locally here in Oakville where I live. It's just crazy that great that they're still running. Some of the old 8 horsepower long stroke Kohlers that are horizontal, not vertical. They're in the wheel horses. I've worked on a couple of those, and man, they're still kicking. Still got the old points in magneto.
I love wheel horses.
They run great.
What's wrong with points in magneto?
Nothing. I would rather convert it to an electronic ignition, but if it's not broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
Plus, I learned that the hard way a few times.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way last night. Don't worry about that one.
I didn't mean.
Anybody got one of those lawnmowers with the horizontal engine on it yet for repair? With the gearbox on the side that runs the blade? Anybody got one in for repair yet?
There's one down the street from me. He still runs it to this day.
With the gearbox, the new ones?
The newer ones, yeah, the wheel horse.
Yeah, Jeremy had a couple of those. He was going to take them.
I had to fix a motor mount for him.
But I'm talking about the push mowers.
Oh, the push mower.
The new push mower.
Yeah, Jeremy had a couple of those.
No, I haven't come across that one.
Yeah.
Because your bevel gear for that tranny's they're on 45-degree angles, right?
Okay.
And you would think that shaft now is running a pulley that runs a belt that's attached to an idler underneath to run a blade. Why would they go to a horizontal engine with a transmission to run a push mower blade?
Because they could.
Because they could, or they ran out
There's
of.
going to be a lot. I think
had to
there's
make
going to be a
lemonade
lot
with
of them in the scrap pile shortly.
Yeah, they probably had to make lemonade with what they had. Seriously, like,
I've never seen one.
It's a clue. It sounds like a kludgy design. I haven't come across one either.
It doesn't make sense that they even designed it that way. I don't know why they did.
This is a modern machine?
Yeah, brand new. Yeah, they're out on the market now.
Oh, I know why. Because all of the engineers were owners in the company and they had to make everybody happy.
Crazy.
Oh, man.
Well, I got to go, guys. I got to do berries today.
Okay, Brock.
Bye, Brock.
I think I got to shell peas this afternoon.
Cheers, all the
What do you
best.
guys think?
Thank you.
See you, Brock. It was nice.
Take care, Brock.
Yeah.
No, the reason I have a guitar in my hand because I was on another live while you guys were going on, and I was trying to get a free T-shirt. So I wound up they're going to send me a free T-shirt.
Some guys will do anything for a free T-shirt.
They're sending me there's another company of VZ Studios or VZ. They're sending me a $300 large condenser microphone for me to test.
Good.
Really?
Yeah,
That's nice.
that's nice. I mean, I get to compare. This is just cheap, no name, $50, and I think it sounds great.
Yeah, it sounds
But
good.
you know, it sounds like they're sending me this it's like for $330. They're gonna say, hey, do a 5-minute video and you can keep the microphone. I'm like, sweet.
Yeah, Jake will do, he gets a lot of offers to do video reviews for people, but he said if I'm not going to use it, I'm not going to, I'm not going to do a review on it.
Right.
So we turned down a lot, but that makes sense on a different microphone. That'd be a good video.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You
between
could put them side by side.
Yeah.
Right, do a side-by-side comparison for the large diaphragm, but then I can also use it for miking up my guitar cabinets or something else or an acoustic. So I have plenty of uses to try it out, and when I'm recording or if I'm playing with other people. Yeah, I mean, I just was kind of taken aback by the fact that some company wants to send me a $300 some odd microphone.
Yeah.
This hobby is great. I love it.
I'm waiting for somebody to send me the keys for a 2023 Silverado Z71.
Not going to happen, Bruce.
Not going to happen, Bruce. we could dream. I'm a Chevy person myself.
You might get one
Mine is
about
25 years old now, so I
you might get one about that long, Bruce, like a Hot Wheels or something.
I mean, we all have our rare unobtainium things that we'd like to have, and then we're kind of pining over it. I've gotten pretty much. I mean, for me, it's amplifiers. I had to find hard to find amplifiers that only like 50 were ever made. I have one of them, and I won't want any other amplifier at this point. If I do get them, it's just to fix them and flip them.
Yeah, you've got some nice tools for that.
Yeah, no, it's a nice hobby. I enjoy fixing them and as well as playing them too.
My solder sucker is like this.
Believe it or not, Bruce, I mean, that's probably just as good as the one I have because the gun that I have is outdated. That thing is like 15 years old or probably a little bit older. They've got a new model. I can't get parts for it. So when it goes, it goes. But I got extra heating elements, extra parts for it. So it'll last quite a long time. Might even be able to outlive this newest generation until the newest generation comes in.
Yeah. The pins are getting too small for me.
Yeah. Hey, look at me. I mean, my eyes suck too. Can't see half of what I can see in front of me.
Oh, hi.
Take care, guys. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks, guys.
Henry, it's all the best, mate. You take care.
Yes.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All the best, mate. Take care.
Take care.
You're 5 minutes early, Trude.
Don't give her heck. You're going to be pulling weeds next week.
That's right.
Happy
Is
white,
Henry all right,
happy
Ken?
don't do it.
What's that?
Don't do it.
Is Henry okay? Because he's not
Oh,
the
yeah.
one to leave early.
Just one of those days. It's actually pretty hot and humid today. So
Yeah, that's why I came in to kind of.
tomorrow we're supposed to get all kinds of rain tomorrow, but today it's supposed to just hot and humid.
We got the air crank down and the fan going up above me. Nice
Yeah.
and cool in here.
We have 80% or 75% humidity, and it was 86. But yesterday and the day before was like 91, 92. It was just very unbearable. I'm talking Fahrenheit, by the way.
Yeah, it was bad. Well, it's bad here today. It's probably worse today than it was yesterday.
Yeah, 87 here.
It's our smoke. Yeah, we got smoke in the air. We can hardly breathe.
But what's the humidity, Ken?
Here outside
75, 80.
Almost 80, yeah.
Yeah, that must be brutal for you guys up north. We're very used to that down here, but it's still bad either way. I'm not.
We're about 54 here at the moment.
Okay.
Must be nice.
Well, no, that's more comfortable. But like my friend from Pelzer, South Carolina, called me up the other day just to shoot the breeze, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's going to be like 110 degrees out there."
But you're talking humidity, aren't you, Phil?
Well,
not temperature.
It's talking.
Yeah, that's humidity.
What it feels like.
Temperature, we're down to about 15 or 16 at the moment.
Yeah,
Well,
we're at
Vermont's
23
flooded.
here, 23 Celsius with 57% humidity.
Well,
Vermont's
57
flooded,
is
so
not
their
bad.
humidity is way up.
Oh yeah, they're way up.
It's way up. It's not. 57 is not bad, right?
No.
But it's when you start feeling and it doesn't change much. But 65, 75. Yeah. Oh man, you can't. You sweat and it doesn't evaporate off you. That's what makes.
When I go to Mexico,
terrible.
the temperature doesn't change much from summer to winter.
Yeah.
But in the winter, which is when I go, it's 40% humidity, and then that same area will be 95% humidity in August, and you can't even move.
Right.
It's like Florida. It's like you can't.
Yeah.
No.
It's
I mean,
exactly the same.
My wife and I, we've thought of moving south. It all depends on what's going to happen. I mean, we have family in Texas. I mean, Texas, that you hear people say, "Oh, it's a dry heat." You know, it's our family.
Yeah, but it's 110 degrees.
110 all the time, right? But it's the humidity is fairly low, and it never goes below 32, with that exception of last year where it froze up the lines because they.
Well, it depends on what part of Texas you're in. There's so much variance. A huge amount between north and south, and because when they're coming down off the mountains on either side, it's very different. So
and people don't realize how big a state Texas is. You can knock Texas into 5 separate substates, and you could still be in Dallas, Texas, and then drive for over an hour and a half, and you're still in Dallas, Texas.
Right.
It's just
they said there's some ranches bigger than the state of Connecticut.
Bigger than the state of Connecticut, and Connecticut is a very small state in relative compare. It's not even 100 miles across from the east to west.
Yep.
It's weird, but I digress. Connecticut's weird like that.
Alaska makes Texas look smaller.
Yeah, but
yes.
Alaska is interesting because it's divided into 3 zones. Zones 1.
Yeah, you guys have like 50% of our coastline on BC.
Correct, but most of that though is inaccessible by rail or by road. It's usually accessible by air or toboggan. Snowmobiles with toboggans in the back. I'm not kidding. That's zone. So zone 3 rural. I used to go and ship these large canopy tents up there all the time. Because you can't exactly build a building on permafrost because it winds up melting in the summertime. So what they put we ship these tents up there, and the only way to get the parts up there in some of these areas is you have to put them on a snowmobile with these long toboggans, zone 3 rural, and anything past north of Fairbanks, forget it. You're in God's country there, frozen tundra, God's country, but that's how it is. That's how they live up there.
That's right.
Well, good luck.
I joke about being in the north, but actually I'm in the south here. In Western Canada.
You're right on the border. Are you BC Kamloops area?
No, I'm in Alberta, straight north of Helena, Montana.
Gotcha. All right, so
okay, guys. I'm sorry to be a party pooper, but we've done 2 hours.
Yes,
I think it's time for me to go to work.
Yeah, me too.
One more thing. I got to tell you, I'm working on this freaking Chinese Power More. I think it's got a bad head gasket, but I'm not sure, and I'm afraid to tear it apart because I can't get parts.
Trash.
You can't.
Yeah.
Maybe you can just make a head gasket.
Yeah, it's making this weird ticking sound, and it's an overhead valve. So I don't know. Maybe a Honda one will fit.
You know what? You got to get yourself a blowdown tester, leak down.
I do. You know,
they're not that expensive.
You don't have a leak down tester, Bruce?
No, once in a while I can turn my actual compressor. It has a good regulator. I can take it down to about 8 pounds, and I use that because I tried it at 100 pound once, and the air pressure
Yeah.
spun the blade around and just about tipped
Yeah.
Well, that's why you have to stick a 4x4
Yeah,
post
yeah.
under there to keep the blade from turning.
Or you got to have the old man holding the flywheel while Jake's applying the pressure.
You've been there. You've been there.
Oh yeah,
Well, but when you're by yourself, you got to make do.
yeah,
That is
Then
true.
count your figures afterwards, Wayne.
yeah.
Anyway. I
Okay,
digress.
guys. Have a great evening. Thanks.
All right.
Ethan,
And then my dear
everybody, and
wife
all the
said,
other
you know,
guys.
I'll just add one more thing. My dear wife says, you know, Bruce, you haven't checked the flywheel key on that engine yet.
Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Everybody in
She's
comments as
smart.
well. Thanks, everybody.
She is smart. She married me.
Take care. See you guys. All the very best. Yeah.
Take care, Phil.
Ta-da.
Are we
Bruce,
done
you're,
now?
you're a bad man, Bruce. No, we're not done yet. He left and we're live. Woohoo!
So
You can tell I'm,
here,
you
We're
can
gonna
tell
take
I'm
it over.
feeling a little better, eh?
here's the good thing about humidity, gang. This is what I do in the shop. I keep jars of customers' fuel that I test.
Yeah.
And they're in sealed jars, so they all got roughly 10%.
Yeah.
Some of them got a little more than 10% ethanol in them, and I mark how much ethanol's in them. And when a customer comes and I got high humidity, I say, what kind of fuel to use? They say 87. I said, you should switch to the 91. It's either got none